Hello, this is Maria Elena Peña Mendoza, and today we are going to talk about our history language English of our textbook as our final assignment in this course. So, the history of the English language is a journey shaped by invasors. So, cultural exchanges, political change, and intellectual progress. Each stage, from Old English to Modern English, reflects the influence of different people and historical events that transform vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Understanding these periods helps us see how English evolved from a high inflected Germanic language to the global and flexible language we know today. So we will start with the first one, which is Old English, which is from 450 to 1010. So the main characteristic for this one are highly inflected language, like complex grammar, nouns, adjectives, verbs, and have many endings. Another one will be vocabulary, primary Germanic, from Angles, and Jutes. Use of rune earlier on, later Latin alphabet introduced by Christian missionaries, then word order more flexible due to inflections, and very different from modern English, hard for modern reader to understand. And the most relevant event in this one are that the Germanic invasions from the 5th century that are Anglo-Saxons, Jutes, Celts, and Britons, the Christianization from 597 AD, broad Latin words from religion, education, and administration, and the Viking invasions from 8th to 11th century. Norse content simplifying grammar and added vocabulary. So the next one is the foreign influence. So the main characteristic in this one are English enriched by foreign contact, Latin like religion, education, law, then Norse or Scandinaves like daily vocabulary like sky, egg, take, take, etc. And grammatical simplification due to language contact, loss of some case endings. And the most relevant events are like the Christian mission from 597 are they were influence of Latin. Danilo establishment from 878, a strong Norse influence in the northeast, and trades and cultural exchange with continental Europe. In Europe. Okay, the next one is the Norman conquests. So the main characteristic in this one are massive French, Norman influence. The French became the language of government, law, nobility, courts, and education. English survived but was spoken mainly by the common people. And English grammar continues simplifying loss of many inflectional endings. And the most relevant events are like a Battle of Hastings from 1066. William the Conqueror defeats Harold Godwinson. The establishment of a French-speaking ruling class in English and bilingualism like French plus English coexisted for centuries. So the following one will be the re-establishment of English. So the main characteristic for this one are English regards prestige and become the main language again. the huge number of French loan words enter English: government, law, fashion, food, etc. Development of Middle English grammar and vocabulary, decline of French among the ruling class, and the most relevant event in this one was proclamation of 1258. Henry III issued the first government document in English since the conquest. Black Death, social mobility increased, English-speaking classes gained power, and a statute of pleading, the English required in law courts, and chokered strange English in literature. The following one is Middle English period and the Renaissance. So the main characteristics in this one are like the Middle English from 1100 to 1500. Loss on complex inflation, more fixed word order, massive French vocabulary adoption, regional dialect strong, court use long, its middle dialect, and the Renaissance English. Huge influx of language and Greek vocabulary, science, art, literature, standardization began through printing, rich expressive language, shake the King James Bible. And the most relevant events in this one are like the Printing Press bought by William Cartons, the Renaissance culture movement, broader classical vocabulary, great vowel shift, the major pronunciation change that shape modern English vowel. And for the last one, the modern English. The modern English. The main characteristics for this one are established grammar compared to earlier period. Vocabulary continued to expand through science, globalization, and technology. Spelling large standardized dictionary like Johnson dictionaries in 1755 features word order, subject, verb, adjective, worldwide spread, many variety, British, American, Australian, Caribbean, etc. And the most relevant events are colonial expansions, global diffusion, this industrial revolution, new science and technical vocabulary, mass media, and the internet, rapid change and spread of the new term, rights of English of a global language. And as a conclusion, English has developed through centuries of contact with other cultures, major historical transitions, and continues adapting. The result. It is a language rich in vocabulary, simple in structure, and capable of expressing new ideas across time and place. By examining each period, Old English, Middle English, and the Renaissance and the Modern English, we can appreciate how English become one of the world's most dynamic and influential language. So this is all for my part. Thank you very much, teacher, and I hope that I will see you later.